are two members of the Marion County Health and Resource Coalition who have come here today to talk to us about an event that is happening this weekend. It is the Marion County Health and Resource Fair, and the purpose of it is to help bring health resources to rural communities here in East Texas, because as we know, accessing healthcare resources in rural East Texas can be a challenge, and we're going to talk with them about that here now. So go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hello, I'm Peggy Walker.
And I'm Will Thomas.
All right, now let's get right into this interview. This event is aimed at helping residents of Marion County specifically access healthcare resources. What factors make accessing healthcare difficult for residents of Marion County and other places in rural East Texas?
In Marion County, we're typically a very poor county, and so we don't have a doctor in our county, and we do not have a pharmacy in our county. And the resources are very stretched and limited due to economic issues. And so we're bringing these resources that are available to them through these health fairs that we've been promoting. And I'll let Will talk about that.
Yeah, and another one of the barriers that a lot of people here in East Texas run into is transportation. And so what we decided to do a few years ago is to bring, instead of people having these problems getting to the needed facilities, we'll bring the facilities to them. And so we've started doing health fairs. So far, we've done health fairs for the past 3 years, and we have a lot of different facilities that come out and put their time and efforts into helping out the people of Marion County. Some of the vendors that we have come out is like Community Health Corps, Special Health Resources, TxDOT, UT Tyler, which is right out here in Tyler. We also have your WIC, Workforce Solutions, areas of aging, Department of Health and Human Services, and many, many others, to include Chris's Good Shepherd. And the great thing about it is when you come out there to visit, you get a wide array of things done, such as vaccinations, body mass index checks. You get your medical questions answered, as well as glucose tests and blood tests. And to top it off, you get free lunch.
I did hear about the free lunch.
Yes.
That sounds pretty nice. Well, I also know that there's, I want to get into more about what those people who are attending can expect. You mentioned vaccinations. You mentioned metric checks like glucose and blood pressure. I also heard that there was going to be a food bank there available as well.
Yes, in fact, what we do is we work with the East Texas Food Bank, and they're going to have representatives out there, and what they'll do is they will talk to individuals about places to go and for food pickups in the dates that they're available.
I also saw you mentioned this information and healthcare advice. Who are the people that are going to be providing this, and what kind of help are people going to get when they attend?
Well, I can answer that. We're going to have the representatives from the Workforce Commission there, from the area agency, aging, I'll get it out in a minute, and DSHS social workers are there. In other words, we're going to have all sorts of resources available so that we can send them to that. They can find out what it is that's available that they may not even know about. So that's the point, is that we can get the services into their hands that they desperately need.
And I also know that this is not the first edition of the fair. This has been happening for a while now. How has this fair grown over the years? Tell us how it all started and how it's shaped into what it is today.
That's a Will question.
Okay. Well, it all started out with Department of Health and Human Services. They had a grant, and they came there to Jefferson in 2022. And we sat down and we talked about it at the request of our county judge, Judge LaFleur. And so I sat down and I talked to those guys, and we found out that there's a lot of health issues in Marion County and that need to be addressed. And so what we decided to do, instead of just using Department of Health and Human Services, we decided to make a coalition of all of the different facilities that had available assistance to the people of Marion County. And we had our very first health fair. We had the first one in Jefferson, and it was overcrowded. And so our following one, we had it in Smithland and then out at the Lake of the Pines. And the reason that we did it that way is that we could strategically move it around the county to where access to care would be available to all the people in the different areas of Marion County. And it worked out well. And one of the greatest things about it is, even though we're Marion County, people from Cass County, if they come, we're not going to tell them, you're not going to turn them away or tell them that they can't. And so to answer your question about how has it grown over the years, the more that the word gets out, the more people show up. And that's exactly what our goal is to get the people used to seeing us in those specific areas throughout the year. And then that way, when we are there, they can show up, they can get their questions answered, they can get their testing done, and then they'll get the knowledge that they need. And one of the things I want to point out is two big groups that really work a lot with us. Well, take it back, not two, a few big groups. Is UT Tyler here? We get a lot of help from those guys,
yes,
as well as Community Health Corps and Christus Good Shepherd and Special Health Resources.
All right. Now, you are aiming to help as many people as you can with
Yes.
this event, but as we know, this fair can only do so much on one day during 3 hours. Outside of this event, I want to hear y'all's opinion. What do you think can be done to make local health care accessible for residents in Marion County and rural East Texas year-round?
Oh, well, we've got a plan.
Yes.
I'd like
We've
to hear
got a
about it.
plan. Our coalition was formed so we could do that, the temporary, but going into the future, so we could plan for the future to get help and health care in our county for our people who desperately need it. And because of that, we have several big things coming up. Will, and you can tell them about that.
Sure. What we decided to do in Marion County, in fact, in Jefferson, we're working out the final steps in it. Is that we're going to bring healthcare to Jefferson for the people throughout of Marion County. Sorry, kind of messed up there, but what we're doing is we're using existing facilities instead of trying to buy a brand new building and spend the funds on that. We're going to use existing buildings, get the funding, bring in the doctors, nurses, mental health specialists, and people from different areas, and we'll utilize existing facilities, put those people there so that the health care can go out to the people. And the great thing about it is that if you don't have health insurance, we'll still see you. Medicare, Medicaid, and if you do have insurance, we'll still see those patients as well.
Wow, that's great. And I think I also heard last year there were plans to open a healthcare facility in Marion County that are currently in the works. So hopefully residents there will have more access to healthcare in the
Right.
future, especially not having to travel outside of the counties.
That's it, because like Will said, there is a transportation issue with people within our county, as well as a communication issue, because we're talking about remote areas of the county that don't have cell service or they don't have internet, and they need the communication and they need the transportation so they can get the health care. So yes, we're working on that, right?
Yes, and one thing that I need to point out is that what we're doing is preventative care, and because it's like if you can get out and you can take care of your health issues, you won't need to have to go to the hospital. Preventative care is better care than acute. Of course, when you're in an acute situation, you have to be rushed to a hospital. The thing is we're trying to prevent that from happening.
Now, before we go here, let's go ahead and tell our audience all the need-to-know details. What is the date and time? What is the location? Do they need to register in advance? Anything else they need to know?
No, we just need them to attend. It's this Saturday, March 14th, from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. at the Mims Volunteer Fire Department in Avinger, and that address is 9902 FM 729 in Avinger, Texas. And hey, you need to come for free lunch, and you know who's making the lunch? Will Thomas is.
Yes.
Barbecue.
Yes.
Pulled
We're going to
pork.
have pulled pork
So we're-
sandwiches out there this weekend.
All kinds of services. It's all free. You don't need to register. You just need to come.
Wow, pulled pork sandwiches?
Yes,
gotta
provided
come-
by
yes.
provided by Red Dirt Barbecue.
That sounds
Right there out of
that
Jefferson.
sounds really good, I got to say.
Yes.
Well, anything else that we might not have touched on before we go?
I would ask all of your viewers to get the word out. And like Will said, you don't have to be a resident of Marion County to come and see us and get some of the information that we can deliver. Please come out, and we want to talk to you. We want to get you the services. You may learn some things in that you may not need the service, but you may know someone else who does need the service.
Absolutely. Always important to think about other people as
That's
well.
right. Oh,
Yes.
and I think are we doing free car seats this time?
Yes, in fact, we will be doing free car seats this time. We're going to have the guys from oh my goodness,
TxDOT.
TxDOT. There you go. I'm sorry. Emily Spears is probably looking at us and saying, "Oh, so you forgot us?" No, I didn't forget you.
no.
The TxDOT is going to be out there, and if you don't know how to fit your car seat in, those guys will help you out. So if you have infants, please come out and take advantage of this opportunity.
Yes.
Oh, wow. You got a lot of partners doing a lot of different things at this health fair. Looks like it's going to be a one-stop shop for all the
Exactly.
information
It is.
and resources you need.
It
Exactly,
is.
and that's
It is.
and that's our overall goal, is to have a one-stop shop for everything that you need as far as preventative health care is concerned.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Will and Peggy, for coming on our show to talk
problem.
about this event. Once again, I'll go ahead and put the details back up on your screen. It is Saturday, March 14th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Mims Volunteer Fire Department at 9902 FM 729 in Avinger, Texas. No registration is needed, and of course, stay for the free lunch.
You know it.
Exactly.
All right. Well, thank you so much, guys, for coming on our show.
Thank you for having us.
Yes,
Thank
of
you.
course.